Next thing we're going to talk about is this past weekend's divisional round, and oh my fucking god! Like, what a is this the best divisional round of football ever?
I
Maybe.
mean, it just might be, honestly, considering, I mean, three of them were won with game-winning field goals, and then one won in overtime. I
Yeah,
mean, like you really
walk
couldn't
off
ask
touchdown.
for like a
A
better,
better weekend. Yeah, yeah,
yeah, like,
insane,
whew.
insane. Yeah, I mean this. We'll go ahead and go through them and give each one of these games their just due. I mean, first of all, after not doing it for 31 years, they do it twice in the same postseason. The Cincinnati Bengals are going
I
on,
was gonna
baby.
say it's good. It's
Yeah,
nice to see a team
yeah,
that hasn't been, usually the playoffs, it's always, a lot of the same teams. And to see a team that's, not a team you're used to seeing at all, obviously, like you said, 31 years,
yep.
like it's nice to see that. So, and they beat the
Next
Titans.
year, come on, Washington or Lions. Come on, like let's
I don't like how you put them in the same boat there, but all right.
I mean they're well. I mean no. So like they've both. It was in the '91 championship so they've both been at the longest. They're 30 years since the last NFC championship. So
I know. Thank you for the reminder.
I'm just saying that's why I put you in the same cat. I mean, you guys I think have obviously a significantly better team than the
Uh,
Lions. You guys have a better
Painful,
chance to
painful.
get back.
Oh, absolutely. I would say a
Yeah,
significantly better
yeah.
chance.
So
I'd say
it,
we're a much better team than the Lions. But
yeah, I mean I would say so. So in this game, I mean the Bengals win 19-16. Um, they end
and
up
against the Titans, which I think most people expected the Titans to come on top, they had Derrick
yeah,
Henry back.
yep,
They're coming off that bye,
yep,
first seed.
yeah,
I'm pretty sure most everybody was
yeah.
thinking like, well, Titans should definitely have this one.
Absolutely, absolutely. But the guy with the biggest balls in the stadium, Evan Big Balls McPherson, kicking a 52-yarder with 4 seconds left. Evan McPherson, who I know we talked about it on an earlier show. I think he had hit like 8 or 9 field goals over 50 yards as a rookie this season. That kid is like he's got ice in his damn veins. He's got no chill. I mean, like that was a solid pick by the Bengals.
Yeah,
Solid pickup.
absolutely.
That kid has kicked them right into the AFC Championship, where they now have a matchup with Mr. Patrick Mahomes. But yeah, I mean, like you said, you nailed the nail on the head with the Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry came back. We talked about what his workload would be. 20 carries, 62 yards, and a touchdown, 3.1 yards per carry. So, I mean, he
Yeah,
got a decent
not a strong
workload.
game for him. He got a
Yeah,
good workload, but not a good
yeah,
game.
yeah. I mean, first football he's played in several months, not what you'd expect. I mean, that coupled with the fact that Tannehill was 15 out of 24, 220 yards, one touchdown, three picks. Tannehill just
Well, considering it
throwing the
was his
Titans
first
season
game
away.
back, you could see maybe why he wouldn't quite have a stellar game.
Right.
Maybe he wasn't entirely
Yeah, the man was playing
100%.
with a bone in his foot. So I mean, we
Right.
gotta give props,
Or,
to
or was it a
credit to
metal
where it's due.
fragment or a steel
It's steel plate in his foot. Steel
steel
plate in
plate?
his
That's
foot.
what you
Yeah.
said. A bone in his foot. I'm like, what? Everyone's got bones
I
in their
mean,
feet, but
he's got a lot of he's got a lot of bones in his feet probably. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, it's in there. That steel plate. But yeah, Joe Burrow, another solid game, 28 of 37, 348, no touchdowns, but one interception. But I mean, obviously, not a super high scoring game, but they did get the job done. Next game we will touch on briefly here is going to be the Kansas City Chiefs and Buffalo Bills, and I think that this one, of all of them, this one might have been the best
yeah,
of the
there's like
games.
a running joke going around where it's like they're canceling the Super Bowl. It's just going to be the best of
Yeah,
seven between the Chiefs and the Bills
shit, I'd
because
watch it.
considering how that game went, it's
Yeah,
like honestly though, you could really say that about almost any of these four games. I mean, that game though in particular, how the high scoring and the action that was
yeah,
involved, like all the games were close, but like you take the Niners Packers game, like it was close, but it was not exciting.
right.
That was not a game that
Yeah,
you would refer to as other than that block punt, which we'll get into. I didn't mean to
yeah.
jump into that,
No, no,
but
no, no. You're fine. We're it's gonna get handled. But yeah. So this game definitely, I think, the most exciting. I mean, both quarterbacks, and I mean, this has always been a thing, right? It's like who's got the bigger arm, Mahomes
right.
or Josh Allen? It's always been the debate. We've talked about it
And they're both
ourselves.
pretty mobile too. It's
They're
not just
both
the
pretty
arm strength.
mobile.
I
I mean,
mean,
this
they're
is
Mahomes is probably a bit
yeah,
faster, I
yeah,
would assume, but
yeah. So I mean, you've got your Tom Brady and you've got your Aaron's, and those guys are both probably at the top of the quarterback You know, top of the quarterback mountain. But these are the guys that are probably going to be like running the NFL for the next 10 to 12 years. I mean, these are like
Absolutely.
probably the
I was gonna
elite.
say those
Like
two are
these
on their way out.
1A
You
and
know.
1B right here, Yeah.
Mhm.
So these are going to be, I think, like our next. I mean, I don't want to say that they're going to be Brady and Rodgers, but these guys are probably going to be, our next
Well, I mean,
guys like that. I
I
mean,
mean, unless
Patrick
there's some other
Mahomes.
people that come out. Yeah,
Yeah,
Patrick Mahomes and even
Patrick
Josh Allen,
Mahomes
both
is
of them.
insane. Yeah,
Exactly. Patrick Mahomes literally, he's gonna be another time as
yeah.
long as he doesn't get injured, or if he manages to keep playing season after season and plays for 10 years, he's
Yeah.
gonna be another Tom
Oh,
Brady. I mean, maybe
absolutely.
not quite,
Yeah.
not the same level, and no one's gonna ever. I don't think anybody will ever touch Tom Brady's records in terms of his Super Bowls and all and his playoff appearances, and
Well,
I
Mahomes
don't
could
think
get
that's
to
ever
another
gonna be
one right
touched.
here, and that'd be 3 straight. I mean,
That is true. I
if
guess
he
that
gets
is
to
true.
another
That
one,
is
I mean
true.
that'd be because he's 1 game away. Although the Bengals did beat the
But
Chiefs in
that's
the
only
regular
one
season.
record, though. If you maybe okay,
Yeah,
maybe more Super Bowls, but Tom Brady is going to be 45, man. I mean,
yeah, yeah.
that's a hard, any of his records that he's got are going to be
Yeah,
really, and he's played most every year that he's been
yep.
in the league. So it's not
Missed
like,
1 season.
yeah, one season out of
Yeah,
20 plus. It's
yeah.
just like, oof, it can be tough for anyone to top that.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah. So I mean, these quarterbacks. I mean, take your pick on which one played better. I mean, Mahomes. Let me give you the numbers here, and we'll throw them on the screen as we always do. Mahomes 33 of 44, 378 passing yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks. Mahomes on the ground, 7 carries, 69 yards, 1 touchdown. So 4 touchdowns total. Josh Allen, 27 to 37, 329 yards, 4 touchdowns passing, zero interceptions, 11 carries on the ground, 68 yards. So they both had
Wow,
about
their
70
stats
yards
are
rushing. Yeah,
like
yeah,
almost the
exactly.
same. Like,
Four touchdowns apiece, about
wow.
68, 70 rushing yards apiece. Yeah, I mean,
Oof.
yeah, pretty close, pretty damn close. So, I mean, and the game reflected that. The game absolutely reflected that. So
Yeah.
the Bills were up 36-33, and Mahomes drives them into range with a pass down to about the 25-yard line to Travis Kelce. And Kelce had another great game. I mean, let's give it up for the the receivers in this game. Tyreek Hill, 11 catches, 150 yards, and a touchdown. Kelce had 8 catches, 96 yards, and a touchdown. The game winner, actually. And for Buffalo, Gabriel Davis, who, most people probably have never even heard of, 8 catches, 201 yards, and 4 touchdowns.
I
Going
was gonna
off.
say I've never heard that
Going
name
off.
before,
Yeah.
so you were correct.
I mean, they only threw to Emmanuel Sanders had 1 catch for 16 yards, Cole Beasley 6 for 60, and Stephon Diggs 3 catches for 7 yards. So it was really Gabriel Davis that killed him. Yeah. So anyway, Mahomes gets him into field goal range. Harrison Butker tying the game up with ice in his veins again. Another strong kicking performance to tie the game at 36 all. Game goes to overtime, and coin toss, right? So what do? I personally, every time in Madden, anytime in like a real football game that I've ever been given any type of like recommendation or suggested influence in a coin toss, I've always gone heads. Well, so did Patrick Mahomes, and it was heads, and the Chiefs got the ball. And Josh Allen never touched the ball in overtime, as Mahomes proceeded to go right down the damn field on one drive, and with ice-like precision in his veins on a 9-play, 75-yard drive, hit Kelce for an 8-yard game-winning touchdown to give the Chiefs a 42-36 win over the Bills and send the Chiefs to their 3rd straight AFC championship, where they will play the Bengals. And as I was mentioning before, these two teams did meet in the regular season towards the end of the season. I don't know if you remember the game, but the Bengals actually did win. So the Bengals do have the firepower to beat the Chiefs. They pulled off a 34-31 win in the regular season.
I think both of these upcoming games are going to be very interesting.
Absolutely. Can't wait for this upcoming weekend. The next one we will cover is, just for the sake of, lack of luster on it, is, although it meant the most to me, I will say, but the Niners coming up with a 13-10 win over the Packers. Definitely, as far as the divisional games go, probably the least exciting of the 4, but still a close game.
Until that punt block, really, it was pretty lackluster. the whole
Yeah, I
game.
mean, if
It
you
was
like
like,
defensive football, then I mean, a great game for sure. But
yeah,
it's probably in a Niners win, probably the least. I mean, 13 points is the least we've scored in a win all season. We had 212 total yards. I guarantee you that's probably the lowest we've had in a win all season. Usually Kyle Shanahan, if we're winning, we've got over 400 yards of offense, maybe even
part of
more.
that had to be the weather, I think,
Oh,
as well.
absolutely, absolutely. Kickoff
Probably
temperatures.
probably a big part of it.
Yeah, kickoff temperatures were about 0 degrees.
Yeah,
Might have
that's
even dropped a
insane.
couple degrees below at various points. And then in the second half, snow did start to fall. So yeah, it was a game that the Niners did pull out a 13-10 win. Only 2 total touchdowns scored. One on the first play of the drive when the Packers went right down and scored, made it look like the game might be an
Yeah, that was
offensive
a
shootout.
fucking rough start, dude. I was like, oh, this is not what you want to see.
Yeah, yeah, but then
Not
I
what you
mean
want to
the
see.
defense came together after that, and they played their
Yeah,
ass off for the
definitely.
rest of the game.
Absolutely. It was just initially, when it
Yeah,
started, and then they just go right down the field. You're like,
yeah,
dude, fuck. I was like, man,
and
they're
yeah,
just gonna work our asses in this cold weather. That's what's gonna happen here. But it's not what happened, thankfully.
yeah, absolutely. And then it wasn't until the third quarter when we would block a punt. Um, and let's see here. It was actually blocked by Jordan Willis and recovered in the end zone by Talanoa Hufanga, our rookie. So they blocked Bororquez his punt. So they ended up scoring, and that would make the game 10-10. And then with again no time left on the clock, the Niners would drive. And obviously Jimmy didn't play a good game. I don't think anybody's going to say that he did, but I mean Aaron definitely outplayed him in the poor weather. But Aaron didn't even have a great game. So I mean, like the 2 quarterback numbers, I mean for the day,
Although that is expected given the weather, but
yeah,
it's one of those things where like, how does Jimmy keep doing this, man?
yeah,
Like,
exactly. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Jimmy 11 for 19, 131 yards, no touchdowns, one pick. Didn't end up costing us though, fortunately. Aaron was 20 of 29, 225 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions.
well, yeah, Aaron
So
slaughtered him in terms of numbers.
yeah, but I mean Aaron threw more, and I mean Aaron's also started like over 30 games in. They put the stat up in the beginning of the game. Aaron started like over 30 games in temperatures where the temperature is below 0 or 0 or below, and Jimmy's
Uh,
got 0 starts in the NFL like that. That was his first
oh
one,
wow,
and he got the
shit.
win. He's 1-0. He's 1-0 in the poor weather. I mean,
Which is surprising.
yeah. I
You
mean
would not have
he
expected
didn't
that.
have a great game. I mean, but
No, he did not.
he
Well,
he
the
took
Niners
us.
won it. Jimmy didn't
Yeah,
necessarily win the
I mean
game. The Niners won the game.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like when he needed to, on the last play of the game, we had or last drive of the game, we had a 44-yard drive, and he did make a couple of nice throws. He hit Kittle for a 12-yard completion, and he hit Debo for a 14-yard completion on that drive. So a couple nice plays to get the Niners down into field goal range for a 45-yard Robbie Gould field goal. Who I mean, we got to give it up to Robbie. I mean, Robbie between the what he did in Dallas last week, going 3 for 3 on field goals, and then going 2 for 2 in this game. I think that I want to say that makes him 21 for 21 now in the postseason. I mean, Robbie is insane. I
Damn,
mean,
that is
that
insane.
that guy is and next to Justin Tucker, he's the highest paid kicker in the NFL. That's why he fucking earns
Yeah.
that money. I mean, he's got no fear, man. He's been in this situation before. But yeah, we're going on to the NFC Championship game to play the Rams for the third time this season, and I guess that'll get us into our
Yeah.
last game.
Speaking of the Rams,
Yep.
The Rams come out on top over the Bucks, which
Yeah.
I mean, if you watch this game, the way it played out, what was it, 27 to
It was 27-3 for a while, so
27 to 3, right?
it looked like the Rams were running away.
Yeah, Tom Brady and the Bucks were just shit in the bed, and
Yeah.
it's one of those things. You're like, man, this is odd.
Yeah.
You just wouldn't have expected. And then somehow, Tom lights that magic on and starts coming
This
back.
is
But
exactly why you can never count out Tom Brady, bud. I mean, like they scored 10 in the third quarter, 14 in the fourth quarter, and after only scoring 3 points in the entire first half. Yeah, Tom really wasn't looking good. I mean, Tom ended up chucking up the rock 54 times. He was 30 of 54, 329 yards, one touchdown, one pick. But Fournette got two touchdowns on the ground. So, I mean, Tom put him in position throwing that much. Stafford 28 of 38, 366, two touchdowns, no picks. Um, so, yeah, I mean, it was one of those games where it's like, wow, I mean, is he really going to do this again? I mean, that's why you could never count him out because he's the fucking GOAT, dude, as far as that goes. I mean, you can say what you will. Not everybody likes Tom Brady, and I definitely get that. But, I mean, that's why he does that. I mean, he's
Yeah, as that game progressed and as the score, they continued to get closer and closer and closer. I'm like looking at the time. I'm like, oh my fucking god, it's
is
not
this going to
over.
happen? Yeah.
I was like, it's
Yeah.
not over yet.
Yeah.
Oh my god! And like, they didn't get it, unfortunately, because I mean, I kind of wanted them to win because then it would be the Niners coming to Tampa to
Yeah,
play the
I mean,
Bucks.
I would have
But
been more excited about that. And honestly, like I think that with our pass rush and our defense, I mean, obviously, like I have tremendous respect for what Tom Brady can do, and it would have been a very tough test on us. But
mhm.
even with our history against the Rams, it is very hard to beat a team three times in the same season.
And the Rams look really fucking good.
Yeah,
Like I hate to say that, but Jesus Christ, like
yeah,
they look really good.
yeah. I mean, they bulldozed the Cardinals the
They
week
look like
before
a
that.
Super Bowl
Yeah,
team, really.
I
I
mean,
mean,
in the playoffs they beat the Cardinals up, and then they beat the Bucks pretty
yeah.
convincingly, at least for a while until the Bucks started to put the
Yeah, it's
rally
true. Their
up.
defense kind of fell apart for a bit, I guess,
Yeah,
when the Bucks
I
came
mean,
back. But
and
yeah,
if you think about it though, that may happen again because the Rams did at week 18 have a 17-point lead against the Niners before the collapse started. So I mean, maybe that defense will that vaunted Rams defense with all the acquisitions, the Jalen Ramsey, the Aaron Donalds,
yeah,
the Von Millers, the all the guys that you went out and got. And I mean, if it really doesn't matter. I mean, like I said before, you know, the six straight wins we have against them don't matter if we don't get this one, but we'll have to see. But you're right. The Rams do look like they could be a Super Bowl team again. I mean, they look pretty good.
yes, they do, and we will definitely cover the last two remaining
Two games left, and then the
championship
Super Bowl.
games
Yep.
coming up.
So three actual games left of football, and then we're
Yep.
probably going to be covering some Arena League shit.
Unless you count the
And,
Pro Bowl, which they
yeah,
may not
well,
even
I
have,
mean,
but that doesn't fucking count.
we're not covering the Pro Bowl. I mean, we've told you who from the Niners and Washington got into the Pro Bowl.
Yeah, it's like if you want to watch the Pro Bowl,
Watch it
the
yourself.
Pro Bowl.
Yeah,
that's all.
that's on you. I mean,
It's like I may or may not. If I got something else to do, I probably won't.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. But yeah, so I mean, we're running out of weeks of football. I mean, pretty soon we're probably going to be covering the damn USFL and you know, maybe the XFL. You know, the XFL's coming back. I'm excited. I'm excited about that. But yeah, so that recaps the divisional round. Hell of a week of games. Obviously, yeah. Did we mention that Matt Gay won it with a walk-off 30-yard field goal for that game for the Rams? I don't know if we did, but
I actually don't think we did.
yeah. So Matt Gay
So
hitting the
that's
30-yarder to walk off to give the Rams a 30-27 win over the Bucks. Tom Brady not quite able to get it done, although almost.
Almost.
If there would have been 5 more minutes in that game, I think.
If he was only 43, not 44, maybe he could have done
it. Shit, I think he had a hell of a season. I think.
I mean, it was a joke, obviously.
Yeah. I think as he's getting older, he's playing better, which is insane.
Yeah, right. I don't know how he's still. How's that hip not broken yet, man? Like, God, I like. I'm watching the games and like seeing him fall down after taking hits. I'm like, God damn, bro, you're like, how?
Yeah, he's a pretty tough guy. I mean, despite that, I mean, obviously he gets some calls, but that doesn't mean that he doesn't still get hit all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.